Welcome to another program, Forum for DIT. Today we are going to discuss a course in the semester 1, IT1203 Computer Systems Part 1. I have the course coordinator, Mr. Hakim Yusuf, the lecturer UCSC, and we will discuss the details about the assignments and the questions the students will face in these assignments in today's discussions, and how you will answer these questions and what you will learn from these questions. Mr. Hakim, could you please tell us about what we are going to discuss today?
Well, today's program will be starting off by discussing the assignments and the questions we are going to have, the type of questions, and also we'll be talking about what will be tested in these assignments during these courses, and we'll be also talking about where and how to find the answers for these questions, because that is very important, because the students should know the resources that they have to refer and look up into to find these answers. And also at the end we'll be talking about some example questions which will be important, so that the students get a clear idea of like what type of questions they get and how they should answer.
So that's a very important thing, that these questions are not only measuring whether you have learned or not. They are again have to consider as a kind of a learning activities, and where they will learn more, and that will be an opportunity for them to face the semester examination at the end. So with regard to the assignment, I guess students have some understanding about the assignments, and Mr. Hakim, could you tell us a little bit details about the IT1203 assignment?
Well, we'll be having two assignments, and this will be, the first one will be held at the end of the first half of the course, and the other at the end of the second half of the course. So we'll be actually activating the first assignment at the end of December 15th.
Most probably from the middle of the December the assignment
15th,
one
yes,
will be available.
And the students will be able to take them online, or they'll have to log into the LMS and they will have to do these online. The other thing is it's an important question, like how will the assignments contribute for the students to pass the course. It will be not relevant for the final grade they get, but it will in one way help them to prepare for the final examination. And also if they want the certificate at the end of the year, they should sit for these assignments online, and they should complete it, or else they would not get the certificate. So it is one important part that they do these assignments so that they get the certificate at the end of the year. And in addition to that, this is a very good chance for students to practice for the final examination, because the final examination will also be based on multiple choice questions, and it will be similar to these questions we have in the assignment. So a part of them will actually contribute to the final examination, and if they have done this, it will be very easy for them to sit for it. And furthermore, students will have 3 attempts, like they will be able to take the assignment, they'll have 3 attempts at the assignment, and we'll be considering the highest mark they get. So if the student gets 100% and in his first attempt, and he may even try for his second and third attempt, even though he cannot get higher marks, but he'll get more practice. And because basically these assignments are more or less for students to learn and to improve their learning, rather than just assessing for knowledge.
So that's a very important thing about the assignments. And again, I hope that you may remember in the LMS, the course page, before the assignments there are some practice questions for each section. So what we can recommend, it is better to do those practice questions and then try the assignments. And there are, after doing the assignment 1, if you feel it more practice is required, you can take a little bit more time and can do it. So once we activate the assignment 1, you can continue it. So Mr. Hakim, now shall we now go to some of the questions, that the type of questions and what they will learn, how to tackle those questions. Can we take some examples?
Yes, so we'll start off with example 1, or one question that it's very important that students should be able to answer this type of questions, because it basically assesses the knowledge. So what we're going to do is, the question is, what are the processors manufactured by Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated? So that's the question, and we have given 5 answers: UltraSpark, Duron, Athlon, Celeron and Pentium. So this is the type of question that we would be asking, and we would basically call this a very simple question, because this basically assesses the knowledge, and this can be answered if the student has read the student manual as well as the recommended text, and if he has maybe browsed the material in the e-learning system. So then he should be able to easily answer these questions, because the answers for these questions are in the books and the LMS, so they should be able to answer these. So these are very simple questions, and it basically is used to test their knowledge.
Okay, so that's very important. When we looked at these questions, it's a kind of a simple question. If they can remember the content, they can easily answer it. And there are 5 choices for each question in this MCQ questions, and again, sometimes we do not encourage the people to do some guessing here. So it's important, because they will get the negative marks.
Yes.
Even in the final exam, the same rule is applied. So it's in a way of preparing the students for the final exam. Yeah, so can we what's the answer for these things? What kind of a knowledge, or what is actually how this question is related to the learning objectives?
Basically, the learning objective, the corresponding learning objective for this particular question is describe the main components of a computer system. So if students are able to identify a processor, they should also know what processors are out there in the market and what type and who manufactures them. So it is important that the students know this as well. So it basically, in the broader concept, it covers the learning outcome, describe the main components of a computer system, and it basically assesses the knowledge. And if we move on to the answer, basically the answers here are Duron and Athlon, which are manufactured by Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated. But we do not want students to just restrict themselves to this question. They should also know what the other processors mentioned in the list of answers, who manufactures them. For example, the UltraSpark is manufactured by Sun Microsystems, and the Celeron and the Pentium are manufactured by Intel Incorporated.